I recently found myself super irritated with someone, and I just happened to glance into something I was reading, and I noticed this tiny little paragraph at the bottom of the page that started off with, "He is a Christian who." Now that tiny little paragraph was such a punch in the gut, because I realized pretty quickly I wasn't being a very good Christian. Like, all around. Now it was written in the year 300 something by one of the greatest minds of Christianity. And I don't care what church you belong to, this guy had an influence on it. And it's just 14 short little phrases that I'm going to go through as quick as possible.
Yeah, right.
And for those of us who go around calling ourselves so-called Christians, this is a challenge. And I hope it's not as big of a punch in the gut for you as it was for me. He or she is a Christian who's merciful to all. Now, I don't care who you are. We all need God's mercy. And the way it works is be merciful to others as we want God to be merciful to us. Now, think of how many times I've screwed up, made mistakes, turned my back, and just walked away from God. And every single time, God has been patient, understanding, gentle, and forgiving. Now, to be merciful is to be like God. So am I patient, understanding, gentle, and forgiving. And not just to the people I like, but to all. He or she is a Christian who does not get angry for an injury. This is the one that hit me the hardest because, like I said, I caught myself getting super angry with someone for something so small and stupid. A good barometer for the state of my soul is how do I react to every little annoyance in life. If I find myself getting angry, super irritated, or just flying off the hook for every little thing, those are all just symptoms for something being off in my soul. Now, how I react to all those little things is just a choice. If we're taking our baptism seriously, this is the old self that has to be put to death, because only then can we rise again as something new. He or she is a Christian who gives aid to the poor. How do I feel when I hear that? Now, we all know the story of the rich man and Lazarus. What was the rich man's sin? Indifference. He was too self-absorbed in his own world to see his neighbor right next to him who needed help. Sound familiar? As Christians, we have to be able to see our neighbors in need, and then go to them. And yes, it's the materially poor. The Bible is clear on that. But also the poor in tenderness, companionship, love, kindness, and just basic dignity. We're all poor in some way. He or she is a Christian who suffers with the afflicted. Now, if you're anything like me, and maybe this is a guy thing, but we like to be the fixer, the solver, the savior. And that's all fine, but sometimes then we just see a problem that needs to be fixed, and we don't see the person. So go to those who are struggling, but before trying to fix it, just see the person. And just imagine that whatever it is they're going through, you're going through the exact same thing. Compassion means with suffering. So just be there with their suffering. And then you figure out the solutions together. He or she is a Christian who participates in the sorrows of others as though they were his own. Imagine you're standing in the crowd that day, witnessing all the cruelty and the brutality. And a soldier points at you and says, "Get over there and help him with his cross." What would you do? I hope I would fly to that cross. Now, in the exact same way, when we see others carrying their problems, their burdens, their sorrows, just picture this, and then fly to that thing. Let's go out there and find each other's crosses, and bear one another's burdens, and fulfill the law of Christ. He or she is a Christian who does not shut his door on the unhappy. When I was growing up, our house was one of those open door houses where everyone, friends, neighbors, whoever, just loved coming and going. Now, I had a lot of friends who came from very broken houses, broken families, and they would come by. My mom would make them pizza or a sandwich and give them rides when they were embarrassed because their own parents wouldn't give them a ride anywhere. And they would leave feeling a little more special, a little more loved, and a little happier. Now think of someone who's struggling or unhappy. It shouldn't be very hard because we're all unhappy with something. And ask yourself, am I that open door where anyone feels comfortable coming or going and maybe can get a pizza and a sandwich and leave feeling a little more special, a little more loved, and a little happier? Or is my door mostly closed? He or she is a Christian who doesn't insult anyone. Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, I don't go around insulting people all day. But take a mental note of how many times you insult, mock, criticize, judge, or just make fun of somebody throughout a day. And I'm not just talking about out loud. I'm talking about on the inside, in my mind and under my breath, where only myself and God hears. I hope you're not as shocked as I was. Now think of Jesus, mocked, criticized, humiliated, slandered. How did he respond? He returned no insult, and if he said anything, he answered gently. He or she is a Christian who serves God day and night. Who or what do I serve day and night? Who or what do I worship day and night? When I look back, what's the one thing I've traded my life for? I know some of you are thinking, well, yeah, but I gotta work and pay my bills and support myself and serve my family. Well, look at it this way. We serve who we love the most. And Jesus said, unless you love me more than these, you're not worthy of me. Now, whoa, I know that sounds kind of heavy, but I kind of like it. The King of the universe wants that first spot in my heart. And once we give it to him, everything else just seems to fall in order and really unlocks the true way we're supposed to love and serve all these. Now you may be thinking, well, what does that mean to serve God? Does that mean I got to work at some church the rest of my life? Donut? It means we become the person on this list. And we do that through our work and through our families and through our lives. He or she is a Christian who continuously meditates on